What's happening, everybody? It's JayShockblast here, and check it out. We got some LEGO Marvel Superheroes, and you might be asking why. Game has been out for a few years, but you know, this is the game that put me on the map, and I will never forget it. Some interesting information has come to light this week via a strike of the SAG-AFTRA voice acting guild union, whatever you want to call it. So there's been a few articles about it. They're on strike as of October 21st, and they're basically telling their members not to take part in certain games, and one of them was quite interesting. Now, definitely shout outs to a couple people. I was brought into a conversation on Twitter from Lego Alex and Game Unboxing and Zeratos and a few other people, and they were basically talking all about this, and I read the article, and it's certainly interesting. Basically, I'm going to read a portion from PlayStationLifestyle.net. It says, to give members an idea of which games to strike, SAG-AFTRA has published a list on their website. Some of the notable games included on the list include Crash Bandicoot Remaster Project from Activision, American Football 18 and Hockey 18, likely Madden and NHL from EA, Alligator from Take-Two, and Injustice, Lego Star Wars, and Lego Marvel 2 from Warner Brothers. So here's the deal. Theoretically, it could be Lego Marvel's Avengers because that was the second game, but I mean, the only game that's on there that I really think would have been out would be Lego Star Wars. So that makes me very curious. Could this be that the next game is finally going to be Lego Marvel Superheroes 2? And like the other guys that were talking about it on Twitter, that has me all kinds of fired up for obvious reasons. This guy right here being one of them, even though he is an Avenger. So this is another one right here, Wolverine, even though X-23 is currently Wolverine. But you guys know my argument. You know, they could have included any characters they wanted to. Licensing was not an issue. This is a video game, not a movie. But they obviously wanted to focus on the Avengers. That's fine. But I think the game did not get received anywhere near as well as they anticipated. And I don't think it sold anywhere near the level that Lego Marvel Superheroes did. Now, that's a catch-22, because if you remember, Lego Marvel Superheroes came out right when the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 came out. I did not mean to do that. And those games, a lot of people ended up buying it twice. Maybe they didn't. Maybe I'm completely full of it. I did, and I'm weird, so maybe that's just me. But I will say that this opens up the door for a lot of characters. Now, over the summer, I did a video basically speculating that the next game for Lego Marvel would end up being related to Guardians of the Galaxy. Because they'd be able to fit in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 potentially by the time the game was released. And they would also be able to figure in, you know, any other movies in between, you know, like Doctor Strange and stuff like that, and tie it in. The problem right now that TT Games is having is it's a catch-22. I think the charm of this game was that it had an original story. And even though the story was, you know, nothing too fancy, nothing too special, it was something that was completely unique to itself. And when you're kind of using stories that exist, you're playing a movie you've already watched, you know. So I mean, while I would love to see a Guardians full-blown game where they could focus all the characters on a lot of the galactic characters, I would love to see more of an original story going kind of back to their roots, because I think when they're telling an original story of some sort, it has so much of a better effect. And they'll be able to use a lot of new characters. There's a lot of stuff going on that you can tie in, whether it be Inhumans, whether it be the X-Men, who are not dead, by the way. You know, there were rumors of their demise, but they were greatly exaggerated. Lots of new books coming out, including solo books for Jean Grey and Iceman. So, but this would open it up to have some X-Men back in here, to have, you know, a lot of the, you know, Guardians and, you know, just characters that got left behind. You know, all the X-Men are like just super popular, and, you know, Deadpool especially. So I would love for them to do something like that. They could even do like little one-off stories, you know, like I think they'd have to be pretty far into their development at this point, if the game is going to be the next full-blown game that gets released, because, you know, that union basically works with Warner Brothers. So I would think that any game that they were making would have been included on that list. So this kind of leaves it to reason that the next game will in fact be related to Lego Marvel Superheroes. So one thing that you definitely want to keep an eye on is the Lego sets that Lego starts releasing under the Marvel Superheroes tag, because a lot of times the characters from those sets end up making their way into the actual video game. I think of the underwater Captain America and the you know, the space Iron Man and stuff like that as classic examples. So, you know, you could work your Fantastic Four into here. I mean, I know that's kind of touchy. They're not thrilled with where the Fantastic Four are, but you know, there's so many characters that you can work your way back in, and I think that was why this game worked so much better, is because they did have a ton of the most popular characters in the game that just got completely left out as part of LEGO Marvel's Avengers. There were still tons of great characters, don't get me wrong, but, you know, I think that was one of the biggest complaints that I had, and a lot of people that commented and watched my videos as well, is that the game just was not as character friendly and character rich as its predecessor, and that goes a long way. And there's so many ideas that I have. You know, I think a lot of us would really love to see some form of a Spider-Verse DLC, and, you know, I certainly would love to see, you know, a Deadpool Core DLC of some sort, where they have a story focusing on that, or even if they're not doing that as far the Deadpool Core, because they're kind of, you know, phased out a little bit, they could always do something like the Deadpool Mercs for Money. A lot of those guys are branching out on their own, so there's so many opportunities here, and it all comes down to what priorities Marvel themselves have. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens. This is not set in stone that LEGO Marvel Superheroes is definitively the next game, but, you know, you can kind of read between the lines, if you will, and there's some pretty good chances here. I think that, you know, if I had to say, based on that kind of information, where I would rate the possibilities at, I mean, 50-50 at worst. I mean, I think there's just a really good chance that we are in for LEGO Marvel Superheroes as the next standalone game. You know, if you follow any of the TT guys on Twitter, you know, that is a question that has been coming up a lot for them. And one of the things that I've seen recently is, you know, are we done with standalone games? Is LEGO Dimensions the way to go from here on out? And I think they would like to say, yes, that they would rather just do LEGO Dimensions, because they certainly, you know, if everybody's buying that, they certainly make more money. But I don't think that'll ever be the case, simply because I don't know that they're as successful with LEGO Dimensions as they could be. And I think the standalone games always have to be here, and they always have to, you know, be a big part of what TT Games does. I'm a little surprised that LEGO Marvel would possibly be the next one. And again, this is all speculation. I have no inside knowledge or anything. But You know, I mean, if you go by the pattern they normally go by, you would think that a DC game would be the next one, or maybe even something completely new. I'd love to see a full-blown Lego City game. I'd love to see a Lego Ninjago game, like full-blown for the console. I think if you've seen any of the Halloween costumes that are in stores, a lot of Lego Ninjago stuff. I think they're even having a movie for that next year. I kind of thought that they would do a Lego Batman 4 before they did a Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. But all of this is speculation. We don't know for sure. But that article or press release that this SAG-AFTRA put out certainly does open up some possibilities and for us to speculate. So I'd love to know what you guys think. I will go ahead and link the article in question in the comments below. How fired up would you be for another Lego Marvel Superheroes number 2? I would be beyond excited. Thank you guys for ruining my shot. These silly Lego guys, like right in front of the Marvel building here. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see them go back to the roots here. One thing that they have to do, and I think it's just a massive lost opportunity, is they need to innovate. I know that, you know, Game Unboxing and Lego Alex in particular, in the little Twitter string, they were talking about that very specifically. They need to innovate. They need to, you know, you can't just keep putting out the same game every year. There is a formula, and it only goes so far. I know that they are very selfishly obsessed with couch co-op, but I'm sorry, it's 2016. Next year, it'll be 2017. And most people play online with each other. And I know for sure that if there was online co-op, you know, you don't even have to have servers. Just have it like with peer-to-peer connection. You know, you rely on my connection for anybody that's connected to me, whatever it may be. You know, I don't know. Like, they have to figure out a way to work in online gameplay. They just do. And it's going to be something that'll be huge. I understand why they can't do it with LEGO Dimensions, I guess. Even though, you know, with their arena mode in LEGO Dimensions, they're just missing out on such a huge opportunity to get that Smash Brothers money, because that mode is so much fun, but it is not nearly as fun if you're not playing against actual people. So I would love to see them work online into it. I'd love to see them go back to being able to use whatever characters they want, not to have to fit it into a theme. LEGO Marvel Superheroes is perfect because it incorporates everybody. And we don't have to listen to everybody like, oh, they don't have the rights to do it. Yeah, they do. Stop it. I'm not making another one of those videos. So, anyway, love to know what you guys think. I hope this is true. I hope that's what they do. And we'll see you.